Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the screen the host of this Windows HTC Mozart phone thingy review. Please welcome Natalie. Yeah! Yeah! Hi. Hello. I found an app that has a drum machine. It's very cool. I'm sure I'll get tired of this eventually. Yes, hello. I'm sorry I haven't been posting as much as I wanted to be about this phone. This is my HTC Mozart. I've called him Figaro, and I'm using my Apple computer to video myself talking about a Windows 7 phone. The irony is delicious, not unlike revenge. Best served cold, with a twist of pun. Anyway, so I wanted to show you some of the things that I've been doing with the phone, which admittedly isn't that much, because I'm new to smartphones in general. I have not had one before. I've flicked through, my partner and some friends have got iPhones, so I can vaguely manipulate them, but I've always found smartphones in general to be quite tricky. So, anyway, when you open the phone, the one thing that I will say about this phone is that it is pretty simple to use straight away, or at least it was pretty simple for me. When you turn it on, you basically get this screen. So as soon as you put your SIM card in, out of the box, log on, you'll be asked to enter a Windows Live ID, so you'll need to get one of those, and then you can enter in your Facebook account, and it links everything in. So you'll find if you hit this People button that all your Facebook connections will come in and they'll update, and you can go through and see your most recent status updates and scroll through everyone's status updates like so, which is very cool. So I've not had that before. Obviously, that access to the social networking side of things on the go. So I think that's a pretty neat way of doing it. I quite like they're called hubs. These big buttons. They sort of make it easy to kind of stab at and bring up things. This is the Twitter mobile app, the official one. I quite like it. Again, I'm very new to smartphones, so I don't know what other options out there, but having followed some of the trends that the other social reviewers, some of the things they've been downloading for Twitter, it seems like none of them are particularly great for the Windows phone yet, so I suspect that they will continue to improve. This one, again, for me, I find it really, really fun. I can take a photo and attach it straight away to a message, which, for me, this is, as a newcomer to a smartphone, this is really cool. I have been downloading some apps. Xbox Live. Sorry, I should talk about Xbox Live. I don't play Xbox. I don't really play a lot of games in general, so the games is probably not my area of interest. However, I have gotten flight control, and I've managed to save 3 planes so far. I've also downloaded Uno, and I was really, really impressed that you can buy a packet of Uno cards in the shop for $2.50, but the app is $6.50, so that's pretty awesome. And it's I customized my Xbox avatar, and I did call it Girl Clumsy, but for some reason I'm still player 772669797, so add me if you want. I have 1 achievement on Uno. That's my only achievement so far. The marketplace, this is where the apps are. Again, I don't have an iPhone, so I know that the App Store is Leviathan-like in its massiveness. But I find this marketplace really quite friendly. It's got a different background. Earlier today it was one for ITV News, so obviously a bit of sponsorship there. And this one's obviously some new game. And then you just switch over. It's all moving back and forth, I should say. A lot of moving sideways to sideways. And then you can just scroll and see what apps are there, different categories, and you can also search by hitting the search button. I will say, though, that this search button can be annoying if you're if you accidentally hit it. If you're in an application, it will search within the application, but if you hit it just normally, which I tend to do, holding it like this or accidentally bumping it with my hands, it'll flash up the Bing search screen, and that can be quite annoying. The first day I had the phone, the Bing search screen's background was a squirrel, And I kept wondering why this squirrel was jumping up to attack me every time I was bumping the phone. So it's a little clumsy, but at the same time, I find that the 3 buttons really simple. Back is very useful because you just keep going back. And I've read some people saying that this is confusing because you don't know if you're going back within an application, if you're going back within, your email and all those sorts of things, which is true. But for me, I'm a simpleton, so I hit back and I just eventually get back to whatever screen I was looking for, or I just hit the main Windows button and that takes me to the home screen. So for idiots like me, it's pretty reasonable. The music and videos. I just managed to get this connected today, but I have an Apple, which I only got less than 2 months ago, and I still don't have any music on it. I have no music on my laptop. I am officially lame. And so this Windows is using the Zune platform, and I obviously can't connect it to a PC to get the full Zune experience, as it so righteously tells me. So my devices have been having a bit of a war today as I've tried to hook up the Zune, the Windows phone, Figaro, to the Mac, which I still don't have a name for my Mac yet. If you have an idea, please suggest it. So I've been trying to hook them up, and you have to get a connector for the Mac, which seemed to work okay, I will admit, but you don't get the full Zune experience. So the Apple computer was saying, do you want to download this Windows software? It may harm your computer. Let's face it, it's a bit inferior because I'm an Apple and I'm a bit smug. And the Windows phone then turned around and said, are you sure you want to use this because you're not going to get the full Zune experience? You probably should go to a PC. Why can't we all just get along, is my question. Anyway, so I managed to download onto it some podcasts. This is a really excellent podcast that I'm occasionally involved in called Smart Enough to Know Better. You should download it and listen. It's very funny and clever. And so I just downloaded, because I only just managed to subscribe to them on iTunes. And oh, look! Hey, you can see the reflection of my TV. Hey, look, it's Law and Order. It's reflecting off the TV. It's that girl, and it's Lenny Orbach. Nice. Anyway, so I'll turn that off. So Smart Enough to Know Better. You just hit that, and here's the list of podcasts. And the most recent one is Hot Asian Girls. It's a science comedy podcast. It'll make sense if you listen to it. And then you just hit play, and
it sounds like you should be wearing a bow tie. Wow. Well, yes, bow ties are cool. Yeah, no.
So I had it playing earlier, so it's
quiet, you.
It's playing 4 minutes in or so. But I found the controls really easy because if you want to fast forward, you just double tap that or hold it down to go faster, which I thought was really, really clever. This may be something that smartphones all have, but for me, I'm still using an iRiver as an MP3 player, and I have to wheel around and hold it down to fast forward, and then it stuffs up and goes right back to the start. So for me, this is a sort of simplicity. So I'm going to try and get some music and put it on. But if you hear from that,
people died.
The volume control is here.
No, it's not, because I'm right about this.
And I think the sound quality is pretty good.
They just punched that dog. The man who's dying.
So, yeah, the sound quality is pretty good. I also had it hooked up at one point to the FM radio feed through the headphones, and that was really clear. So if you're a radio listener, it's still playing, so I just shut those guys up. So for podcasts, it was really good. Having said that, the one big complaint that I've been reading from a lot of the other social reviewers is battery life is really bad. I've had mixed experiences with this. I probably don't use my phone as often as they would be using it because I don't sort of sit and play games for an hour, and I haven't gotten any videos and things like that. Having said that, I have been charging it every night, and I generally get a day out of it. I'm doing better than the sort of 4 to 6 hours that some people are reporting, but yeah, it seems to, I guess, sensible really. The more you use it, the bigger things you do with it, the more music you listen to, that sort of thing, the tougher it's going to be. The camera is located, well, there's the lens, and then you can access it by either scrolling across to the Oh, what have I done? I've hit sound enhancer. Go back. So you can scroll across, and this is all your secondary menu, and lots of stuff on it. So you can either go straight to camera, or you can just click the camera button and hold it down. And if you hold it down for long, ooh, hey, it's like I'm in a video clip. Ground control to Major Tom. No. I found the camera quite good, particularly if the space is reasonably well lit, but not particularly good in the dark. So let's take a photo, and because I'm a MySpace poser, I'll just try and hide my double chin. And so that was the photo. So, oh yeah, there I am, looking a little bit stunned. Yeah, I found it flashes quite brightly, and in the dark it doesn't seem to be very good, but you're just using it for happy snaps, so I think it's probably quite good. So this is the movie quality, again in a reasonably well lit area. Oh, that was the end of the movie. Blah blah blah. So, yes. So I thought that was quite good, reasonable quality, does the job on quite a good camera. So there's an HTC hub which just has HTC apps, but then you can get those through the marketplace as well, so I'm not quite sure what it is. If you like things and you don't want to have them in the secondary menu and you want to bring them forward, you can just say drum machine, you can just hold it down and then pin to start, and what it does is it makes a big block tile. And I think the idea with these tiles is they're supposed to be dynamic. So this Facebook one, you can see all the people, the photos keep changing. But not many of the other tiles do that yet. I don't think they've built that in. They're just quite static. So it'll be interesting to see if as the more apps get developed, if they can improve. But I downloaded a cool app because obviously I'm a journalist, so I was looking to see how this might help me with voice recording. And I've downloaded a few apps, but the best one that I've come across so far is called Voice Recorder Pro. And you just simply hit start recording. It gives you a bit of a level. Hello, testing, testing, testing. You can kind of see the level balance there. Testing, testing. Oh, it's not. Anyway. Then you can hit stop recording, and gives you a list of your recordings, and then basically you can just attach it and send it straight away to an email. You also have the function to trim a little grab if you want, so to do some very basic start-stop editing. I tried doing that, but it didn't seem to trim it properly for me, unless I may have done it wrong, but a bit more practice. But I was able to successfully email myself a little grab. It's not the best quality being recorded on the phone, but you know, if I was somewhere and someone made a dramatic announcement and I happened to be recording on the phone, it would be kind of cool to be able to just quickly nip stuff back and send it to the radio station and they could play Things like this can happen. Sometimes it just freezes and I don't know what I've done, but a few times it's sort of turned itself off when something's happened. But I never know if that's me or something with the phone, I guess. It's always come back. If I've turned it off and then turned it back on, it's always sort of come back in. So, so far I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying the smartphone experience. It's a really nice, light phone. I find it sits nicely in my hand. It's lighter than the iPhone. The iPhone has, I guess, sort of a bit more of that hefty feel, but I'm really enjoying this. What can I say? But as I say, if you want more techie, specky stuff, I'm not the person to ask. But if you are a complete noob like me, I think you can use this phone and, you know, enjoy it and take pictures and see what your friends are up to and Twitter and you'll be fine. So hopefully they can only improve, and I don't know how you get better than Mozart. Maybe the HTC Beethoven, the HTC Bach, the HTC Elgar. Yeah, so I should leave it there because I've crapped on for far too long. So thank you very much, and I'll have more posts later in the week.